Hello everyone, this is Bowser Galaxy 10. Welcome to our rambling review for Amazing Spider-Man 2.
I love this movie.
Yeah. I think out of the Spider-Man movies we've reviewed so far, I don't think this is way ahead of the others, but I think this is my favorite Spider-Man movie we've reviewed so far.
It's between Spider-Man 3 and this one.
Yeah.
For anyone joining, that must sound bizarre as hell.
Spider-Man 2 fans with pitchforks outside.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a pretty good. This is a pretty good movie.
So, general thoughts?
I do think that the Peter and Gwen relationship arc definitely carries this movie.
Yeah.
I definitely think, but I think the rest of the movie is good enough. It's like most of the movie is good enough, and then Peter and Gwen are just incredible.
Yeah. So let's go over the characters. This is one of the best Spider-Man we've ever had. Yeah. I haven't seen the new trilogy. I haven't seen the home trilogy. I love this one.
In terms of like goofiness and quips, but also being really, really wholesome.
Yeah.
And that's like that I don't feel like the other Spider-Man really have that much of it.
Yeah, not much.
Like, he's so wholesome, but also he is, especially in this movie, he is so funny. He's super funny and witty and clever. And it's
the intro part had me in hysterics.
It's so freaking good.
His phone ringtone.
It's great being Spider-Man. The first line on the back of the case.
Yep. First line on the back of the case is, "It's great to be Spider-Man." That line does not fit this movie at all.
Yeah. Honestly, it doesn't really fit. It doesn't really fit like any of the major Spider-Man
except
movies,
like the first of the Tobey Maguire ones or something.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that one. But like, most of Spider-Man movies are like the exact opposite. Anyway, we were talking about Peter.
Yeah. Amazing. The father plies kind of.
Yeah.
There, though.
Yeah, it kind of just exists. But
we'll talk about a certain part of it later.
Yeah. But yeah.
We got anything else on Peter that doesn't go into the other characters? I don't think we do.
Not way too much.
Alright. Frick, who do we pick first?
Let me go with Electro. Max? Was that his name, Max?
Yeah, Max something.
Yeah. I feel like...
I think he's overhated.
Yeah, I think he's overhated.
He's not amazing by anything, but it's like, he's not bad.
Yeah, I feel like he's just kind of underdeveloped, but I think he's
Which
fine.
is weird, because he's the villain for like 60% of the movie.
Yeah, but he's just kind of like there's kind of a neat idea of him being like, of him just wanting people to
like him
and
remember
see
him.
Yeah, and then he kind of gets he kind of gets betrayed by. He feels like he gets betrayed by Spider-Man in that way, and so he wants revenge against Spider-Man.
Yeah,
It's like it's fine. It works. It's not terribly interesting.
Yeah.
He's not, and I feel like his acting, it's fine. It's good enough, but it's not anything super outstanding. It's kind of just how I feel like it is with him in general. He's good enough to get, like, if he was what the movie was leading on to be good, it wouldn't be good. No. But the movie is he's kind of in the weaker area of one of the weaker areas of the movie, but there's other areas of the movie are good enough to kind of hold him up. So but
yeah, I'm not gonna say he's bad or anything. Like a lot of people said around the time where it's like they hated the portrayal of him, where it's like he's not that bad.
Yeah, I will say though, them making it so he can actually turn into electricity and fly around and move through stuff. That was cool.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an ability. From what I remember, I don't think it's an ability that Electro has in the comics, and it's pretty cool. I actually think that's pretty cool.
It actually really is. It gives him a really cool ability and such.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's get some easy ones out of the way. Harry Osborn?
I felt like Harry was definitely the stronger villain of the two. I will say, I felt like once he was actually the Green Goblin, I was kind of like a little about him. But the build-up to it, I felt like was actually really well done.
I was getting a lot of Telltale Batman Penguin vibes, where it's like we get skinny Oswald Cobblepot and that, and him and Bruce were childhood friends and such, and it's more of a match of intellect. I was getting a lot of those vibes from him, and it was really good.
Yeah.
I was I don't see much. Harry Osborn's something you don't see much in the movie, so.
Yeah, although I will say...
I would say this Harry's probably better than the Tobey Maguire one.
Yeah, I'd probably say so.
Even though the Tobey Maguire one was in all three.
Yeah, I think a lot of that was just because he was... Most of his importance was him just getting mixed up in the Mary Jane subplot, and neither of us really liked it that much, like that subplot very much. So, yeah, but yeah, I think I think once he when he turned into the Green Goblin, and I think one thing that really bothered me was the way Peter tried to I feel like it feels like Peter had a reason, he's okay, I have this reason why I'm not helping him, and
it feels like they
and he felt and he was kind of I'm not helping you because it could be dangerous, and he's because I'm dying, and he's but it could be dangerous, but it could be even worse than you dying. I don't.
It feels like they should have switched, had the scene where Peter finds that one video where his father was the spider thing only works on my genetics. That feels like that should have played before him going to talk to him.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't really make that much sense.
It definitely feels like one of those writing situations where it was if you just talked about this properly, this wouldn't have happened.
Mm-hmm.
And
then Harry goes nuts.
I felt like that could have been handled a lot better. So far, I like how we were this movie's really great, and then we just talked about all the bad stuff.
Oh, what about the greatest villain in the movie, Rhino? Why did the advertising do this?
Yeah, why is he in the advertisements?
He's on the freaking poster! He's there for 2 minutes!
He's there for 2 minutes, and he's just the oh, Spider-Man needs to go save the world from somebody. Rhino, sure. That's his place in the movie.
And he's right there in the poster.
That's really stupid.
And he was in the trailers like as like a main free. That is not what this movie is.
Yeah. At first it was like, oh, people are upset about the Rhino being in this movie. What? I don't understand.
And then you see the
problem isn't that he's in this movie. The problem is that he's not. Not in any notable way, despite the fact that he's literally on the poster.
He's there with the 5 main characters.
Why?
Yeah, I can see why people were pissed at that.
It's really stupid.
Yeah. Aunt May was as great as always.
Aunt May was wonderful. I like Aunt May.
That's how it usually is, though, with Aunt May.
Yep.
Gwen Stacy? Good God, the best part of the movie?
These 2 movies, Gwen Stacy is just the best character. She's just the best character. Gwen's amazing. Every time she's on screen, you're just like, yes, this is
what I wanted.
All the banter between her and Peter, like, oh my goodness, they are so.
The banter in this movie altogether was amazing.
Honestly, I don't know if I have shipped 2 characters this hard in a very long time. Which makes the scene all
Let's be honest. If you were coming in from the comics, you knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. And I think they did a really good job being like, okay, we're doing this. Everybody knows we're doing this. And they literally were like, in our speech, yeah, it's really obvious that this is foreshadowing.
It still works. We both knew it going in.
Well, yeah.
I hadn't even seen this movie before, and I knew it was coming in. It still worked. Is the thing, though. Yeah, it still worked.
I still remember though watching it in theaters, and he was like, you knew that they were going, like, you knew that they were going to go for that they were going to have that scene in the movie, but you were not quite sure until the last moment, until it happened. You were not actually sure if they were going to play you or if they were actually going to do it.
And then thunk.
And then you go thunk and you're like that. I remember the experience of they don't make it like totally 100% yes, this is a thing until like a full minute later, but that whole time you're just like, nope, that's it. And you're just like, you just have that sinking feeling of just waiting for Peter to realize. And then they have the whole...
So let's go over this little dilemma. The 2 ending paths. If you guys are unaware, if you've only seen this movie once, there's a deleted scene which had the original ending of this movie, where that dad plot actually meant something by the end.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, you made that plot mean something. It just doesn't...
It doesn't earn.
Yeah,
it's not earned.
It's not earned well enough. I think it might just...
Like, we knew that his father was dead, and for some secret reason, it was not earned for him to come back and being like, I was always there to protect you. With great power comes great responsibility. What?
Yeah. I'm not sure exactly if they wanted to go that direction. I'm not sure what exactly they could have done.
With great power comes great responsibility, which is why I left you for 20 years.
But I will say
the redo ending was amazing.
The
with
redo
Aunt May
ending
and the speech.
That is what elevated this from a decent movie with some really cool chemistry between two of the main characters, and then one really cool scene, to the entire ending. The entire ending was ended up being really strong because of it.
Yeah.
Bring back having him watch the speech and stuff, and it's so cool that he watches the speech, and in the speech, it's I wonder how much time they spent writing that, because it's on the one hand, it sounds like a speech that you would give when you graduate from high school.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it was literally like Gwen was telling Peter, I want you to move on. And it's so well done. It's so fantastic, and it's easily my favorite scene in this whole movie.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite scenes in any Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it was amazing. I'm glad they switched that out.
Yeah.
Even
if it means that the dead plot means nothing.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, me neither. And it ended at the perfect time, really, where it's if they showed the whole Rhino fight, I don't think I would have been interested.
Yeah.
It would have been why is this still going?
When they were building up to it, I was like, please don't do the whole fight. And then they ended it, and I was like,
yeah.
Thank goodness.
Meanwhile, everyone who saw the trailer was like, what the frick?
So,
yeah, this movie was great.
Movie's great. I wouldn't say it's
it's not...
It definitely has problems.
Perfect. But for what it gets right, it nails it.
Yeah, basically, everything revolving around Peter and Gwen Stacy is almost peak Spider-Man cinema.
Yeah.
The rest of it is good enough.
I like the build up to the Harry stuff.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
The build up was good, just like the turning point of the relation was kind of iffy.
Yeah, that part was kind of a little. But it's
none of the villains were bad. They just had missed potential.
Yeah.
They could have been way better, but they aren't bad.
Then it kind of seemed like they were building up for a Sinister Six thing for the third movie, and then it just never happened.
Apparently there was going to be a third, but they just decided to not have one.
Yeah.
It does have that vibe.
And then they did Sinister Six and No Way Home instead, which is cool.
Gosh. Why do this to me? I haven't seen those movies, Joel! Why do you do this?
So yeah.
Good movie. Watch it.
Good movie. We recommend.
Don't watch the alternate ending. It's not that good.
You can if you want to. Just know it's not that good.
Yeah.
And then just watch the alternate ending and be like, well, that kind of sucked. And then watch the real ending and be like, yeah, that was way better.
Yep.
I'm crying again.
God damn it. Bye.